Do you want to do some real speaking practice to improve your conversation skills in English? Keep watching this video for some structured, effective speaking practice that will help improve your fluency and confidence. Here's how it will work. First, I will pick one of these questions and answer it, giving a demonstration of a spontaneous and natural answer. I have not prepared any answers to these questions, so you will hear a really natural demonstration of fluent English. Next, you will answer the same question. The idea is that you practice speaking with no preparation, but I will support you by providing some useful words, phrases, and sentence starters that I use in my responses to make it a little bit easier. You don't have to use them, they are simply there to help you think of ideas and support you while you are speaking. So let's get started with the first question. Okay, I will pick one at random. How do you learn languages? Okay, I think one of the best ways to learn a language is to completely immerse yourself in that language as much as possible. For me, what that means is watching TV and movies in that language as much as possible, listening to music, and trying to have as many conversations as I can with other speakers of that language. It's also good if you have an effective way to remember new vocabulary. So when I learn a new word, I try to write it down in a notebook and then review it again and again so that I don't just learn the word and then forget it. Another thing I try to do is think in the language that I'm learning. This is quite challenging, but it is a really effective way to improve speaking fluency. So yeah, I think listening to as much content in that language as possible is good. Learning and reviewing vocabulary and trying to think in the language. For me, those are some of the best ways to learn a language. Now it's your turn to answer that question. I'm going to display some sentence starters for you. Pause the video here and use those sentence starters to give your own response to the question. Good luck. Okay, well done. On to the next question. What is your evening routine? Okay. Well, for me, it's important to wind down in the evenings so that when I go to bed, I can fall asleep. So I do have a wind down routine that I usually do. I try to avoid looking at screens a couple of hours before I go to bed. So something that I will do in the evenings is read, and I usually do that after dinner. So yes, reading. Actually, before that, I do try to tidy up every evening. So I like knowing that at least the kitchen is tidy, for example. There are no dishes to be washed up and everything's clean. So once I've done that, I can then start to relax, read my book. I tend to go to bed quite early because I like to get 8 hours of sleep, and I do wake up early in the mornings. So yeah, I don't do a lot of things, but that's my general routine. Now it's your turn. Once again, I will display some sentence starters to help you think of ideas. Okay, on to the next question. What is the most important part of your day and why? Okay, I need to think about this one. Okay, walking my dogs is a really important part of my day. The reason for this is that I work from home, so I spend quite a lot of time inside, sitting down at my computer. And I think it's really important during the day to get up and move and go outside. And because I have dogs that need a walk every day, it allows me that opportunity. I try to walk for about an hour every day, and in this way it helps me to relax, get outside, have some fresh air. And it's important because it helps me to not spend the whole day sitting down, because I do think that's quite bad for you. Okay, your turn. What's the most important part of your day and why? Okay, let's pick the next question. We've got 2 left. What type of food do you like? Okay, I could talk about this for ages. For me, the best kind of food has a little bit of everything. So I do enjoy vegetables, but I also eat meat and I like carbohydrates like pasta and potatoes. So I think a meal that has a mix of all of those things is generally good for me. I try to cook at home because that's something I actually enjoy doing. But for me, it's also important to try different food that I wouldn't necessarily have cooking at home by myself. So I like going to restaurants, trying new food. My favorite type of food is probably Japanese food. I really do love that. But of course, I also love Italian food. Pizza, pasta is so delicious. And if I'm thinking about food from the UK, my favourite type of food would be a roast dinner. And if you haven't tried that before, I really recommend it. Okay, your turn to answer the question. What type of food do you like? Our final question then is, where did you grow up? Okay, I grew up in a small village in the southwest of England. It's a really lovely place, very peaceful. There's not a lot going on, to be honest, because it's in the countryside, but I really liked living there because I was able to spend my days riding my bike, which was something I loved doing. We had dogs, so another thing that I enjoyed even from a child was walking the dogs. I think it was a great place to grow up because it allowed me to spend lots of time outside and it gave me a love of natural places that I've carried through to adulthood. So, yeah, I've got fond memories of growing up there. And now it's your turn to answer that question and tell me, where did you grow up? And here are your useful sentence starters. Well, that's the end of our conversation practice for today. I hope you enjoyed listening to my answers and giving some answers of your own. Let me know in the comments below if you've got any ideas for more conversation questions that you would like to discuss with me. If you put them in the comments, I will include them in my next video. Now, if you're looking to develop and improve your speaking fluency, I have lots more videos just like this where you can do speaking practice with me on lots of different topics. I'll link them in the description below this video so you can check them out and keep improving your English. Please do like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified every time I release a new conversation video. And do let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for future video ideas. I would love to help you on your English learning journey. Until next time then, thank you very much and goodbye.